Okay, you can't see me, and hello everybody. We'll just throw that up there for now. So the app is working really well now. There are now, basically, it's so well templated and it's so well, there are so many safety guards in it now that I don't think it can be broken. So yeah, what I'm doing though is just for the next month or so, I'm just going to do manualized invoices. What that means is that I still have to review every invoice, then click off on it. But it's AI, it should work perfectly. God, I think anybody who's doing anything AI related knows that it's very wrong. You can instruct AI to do something, whether it does it or not, it's up to the AI, but you've got to keep instructing it. You've got to keep training it to do exactly what you want it to do every single time. So it's now doing it every single time. Took probably 20-30 hours to get it right. Whoa, what's that? That's a kid on a bike. Little kid, okay. But you still gotta, when you're in the test mode, which is 25, 50, 100 hours, for it's it does something different than it did last time. You have to break it down and work out why it happened. And it's like any other computer programming. It's like any other programming. You can put together with the absolute best intentions, and then something pops up, and you're like, "Why did that happen?" That makes no sense. You have to then go back. But what I've learned, there's a lot of things. Integrating Zapier and Stripe, and then using another app to actually, for the customer input, I noticed that you would just write even things like numbers. You have to know that Stripe reads only cents. It doesn't read dollars and things like that. So you might just tell it to just input the dollars, but it might actually you might put $57, but it might put in 57 cents. So you have to warn it. You have to give it a safety measure to consider. There's a lot to it, but it's working now, and that means that anybody in the world can now get a very personalized courier service. I also worked out how to use one AI agent and not create one agent for every courier, but without giving the one AI agent too much responsibility. Now, this is another concept that I think is the reason that a lot of appointment agents are failing. Is that what I found out is a lot of these companies that are now advertising on Facebook, they will get one AI machine to run 50 different calendars, and that basically will mean that the AI will break, because what I've noticed is they don't put the safeguards in. This is really something that they don't put it in, because that's the real work. The real work is not writing the AI. It's putting all the safeguards in so it doesn't think for itself. Because if AI thinks for itself, it hallucinates. So it's not intelligent. It's artificial, but it's not intelligent. It's only intelligent enough to follow your instructions. So it's artificial order, really. That's what it should be being called. It's very dim. It's very dim if you let it think for itself. Don't ever call it smart. And when you're using ChatGPT for researching things on the internet, it's completely different. But the thing that I noticed is that they'll throw another calendar into one agent to save money. Well, what I did was I made it so that the agent doesn't read all the calendars, or it doesn't get chock a block full of calendars. It's one thing at a time, one element at a time. And then once you get the information from that one element you require, it stores it, it holds it. Then it'll call for it when it needs it. And so that's working quite well for me. Just this morning, I gave the AI a little bit too much to do and in one step. So it actually didn't work too badly, but it was borderline. So there's things called timeouts, and an AI will time out after like a couple of seconds sometimes, and it will try the process again, or it will fail it and then do it again. Okay, so two different ways to look at it. But if it fails it may still create an invoice, but that invoice may be void, it may be missing information, and so it doesn't get sent out. But I don't like that. It just looks, it doesn't look clean. So I had to that car literally was going so fast it almost hit that Mitsubishi ASX. It's a nice looking little SUV, that. But the problem with that I was having was it was just thinking a little bit too much in one process. So I took out some of the thought it required. It wasn't thinking as though it had, it was given guidelines on how to think, but it didn't. So I took it out and I put it back into a different agent. So it's like two agents doing the job now. It costs a little bit more, but it's more reliable. And when you think about it, like, there are big tech companies like Global that are putting little microscopic AI in. It's, it costs $60 an hour to hire a person, or maybe in Australia, what, $45 an hour to hire a secretary. These things are running for like $20 an hour, which is reasonable, very reasonable. These AI steps are running like $20-25 an hour and still doing the work. But to get to that $25 an hour, you've put in 100 hours of testing, so it just doesn't break. And the good thing is that I really do like the idea of people knowing the courier. Like, if you look at, like, what is it? What's it called? Uber Eats, right? Or they don't know who the courier is. It's like, it's really impersonal. I want people to, in Australia, we used to know everybody in our town. When I was a kid living in, I lived in Kurrajong Heights. Kurrajong Heights. And we knew, like, pretty much everybody. you'd go down the whole road. You knew all everybody's homes. You knew the names of the parents, the kids, and it was like we had better relationships with people overall. And so I keep thinking, well, we should do that with this as well. So I don't want it to be based on the courier that's in the closest proximity, but I want couriers to be localized so that, let's say here in Southport, that courier all day can do 4215, 4214, maybe 421. What's 4216? I don't know. Maybe you can do 4213, which is like a Mudgery. But are there, what's Nerang? Is that 4211, I think? So maybe that courier can just concentrate on those areas. There'll be enough work. I mean, they could, and then they'll be going to the usual Coles to pick up the order that somebody made online. Yeah, they could do the Coles thing, but I don't even know. Wait, Coles, I think you can organise drop-off, but maybe they thought they were going to pick it up, but then they say, you know what, I better not do it. I better get someone to do it. No problem. But, isn't it good when like Australia Post when I was a kid, you knew the postman. And you knew him. Ours was Colin, and our bus driver to school was Colin. I remember that. The local lady at the general store was Paola. So we knew her name. And she knew our names. We honestly, it sort of eliminated a lot of social problems we have now, because when you know someone and you get to know them, you feel like more of a civic duty to be responsible and respectable, because it's not just you who's there, it's them as well. That's a very important thing, I think. A lot of people overlook that. Some of the poorest nations in the world still have high civic responsibility and duties, because they're still very regional and still very communal. I've never believed crime is based on income. It's based on opportunity. Some people want to take that opportunity. You have to be a little bit evil, but all right. West End Pharmacy, they could do with my service. They got a courier car sitting there doing nothing. Could be making a driver $9 a delivery or something. Oh, no parking spot. Where can I park? Visitor, okay. Well, I think this one's visitor too, isn't it? I always get a little bit paranoid here, because there's people can completely watch us all the time. Some job centre thing. Alright, let's hit the gym, and then I want to leave it a few days, but what I'll be doing is going back over that AI, reading through every single line of code and learning how it's operating. I have to admit something, that you really do need to have a special skill to do coding, and I'm not a natural at it, but it's exhausting. It's physically, it's mentally exhausting. But now I've got a courier service that the world can use. And for small solo entrepreneurs who want to get out there for themselves. You can't beat that. All right, today it's Michael Jackson Day. It was Michael Jackson Day yesterday and the day before that too, and it will be Michael Jackson Day tomorrow as well. All right.